Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris and this is Stars Order 7 on our jump save. Um, yeah, I feel pretty comfortable where everything is. Kind of know each horse a little bit better. I think it's been a very useful season for that. Kind of learning a little bit about the schedule, a little bit about how the jumps game differs from flats, and then learning a bit about the horses. So I don't mind it. I've got to be honest, I don't mind it too much. I think we're in a solid spot now. That being said, there were a couple of bad runs, and the first one we're going to see today was one of those that had a bad run for Hannah. Kind of felt that we could run at Kempton and maybe, not win, but come close enough to kind of make a little bit of a statement, enjoy a little something about that race. But ninth place it ended up being, so not exactly what we wanted. Sitting with Canvas didn't really get anything going there. Soda, really big sort of step up for them as well. Didn't really go the way we wanted. So, yeah, 3 wins, 3 losses, in our last 6 races with the 4-year-olds and the 3-year-olds. And then we got Wala and Tata and Jura, who are running okay. They're not running too badly, to be fair to them. And they do have some big races coming up towards the end of the season. Bunch of grade 2s, couple of grade 1s. We'll kind of see how they go, but we'll head to Fakenham. Bahana, little 2-2 novice. Just a little hurdle, nothing kind of scary. We are top weighted, top rated, best horse in field, and I do fully expect to win. It's a little bit of a delayed start, and it's not the best positioning to begin with, where we could see ourselves getting blocked off a little. Yeah, we'll probably go around the outside now. Everybody jumps okay. Reina, Ad Valorem, Red Bridge Flyer against the rail, back to Samurai Way, and we are just at the back on the outside, climbing this hill, and everybody's jumping fairly okay. Nobody's had major sort of bonuses through their jumping. Red Bridge Flyer, probably one of the better, and kind of put themselves into a good spot. Ad Valorem just stalking down Alreina. We are at the back, but still in a solid spot. And Samurai Way not jumping well, probably just out of the race now as we come around this turn, lining up jumps number 5 and 6. We are not getting up, and Red Bridge Flyer, as expected, does come into things. We need to motor and actually start making a little bit of distance here as we climb the hill. And we are. Samurai Way is coming back from deep 2. Red Bridge Flyer is heading out in the lead, or 2.5 to go. Can we jump well to sustain this push? That becomes my big question. 2 furlongs from home. Redbridge now starting to push out. Ad Valorem slowly trying to gain on us. Not a great jump from us. Great jump from Redbridge. And as we fight now then down the final furlong, that home stretch, we are coming up quickly. So is Ad Valorem. Think that we're both going to get up on Redbridge Flyer, who kind of runs out of gas. We're going to take this just on the line. Redbridge holds on valiantly to second. And that is a good run all in. And yeah, expected to win it, and win it we did. It wasn't, I'm going to say it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't easy. It wasn't pretty. But it was good enough. It was good enough. And Foxtrot Romeo going for a hat-trick of these 2-mile 6 novice hurdles. Heading to Fontwell for this one. And after a long time not really understanding this horse, maybe. Not really kind of figuring out their distance and their likes. We've kind of stumbled upon a little bit of a winning formula, a decent little jump. Chance that we can move outside if we need to, and we are going to. Jockey just holds it back a little bit. Foxtrot wants to go. But the first couple of jumps, okay, as we come uphill, checking over Altithar and Clarabelle. Both of them drop back a little bit to us, with the rest of the field right in tow. So Harriet Lord Franklin, Right Stuff, Katayana, and Skylancer at the rear. Chenchikova is still out in the lead, though. Third of the way around this track. Third of the jumps are done. No fallers, no injuries. Nobody really struggling. Clarabelle probably jumping the worst of the field, but jumps quite well on that one. So we're all bunched up at the back. It's all go now up the hill. Good jump from us, but the pack comes with us as well. Altahar in second. Lord Franklin up into third now. We're leading out this chasing pack. Chenchikova holding the lead. We're under a mile, climbing the left-hand turn. And now down onto the backstretch. Jump incoming. Number 10 cleared without any issues. Altahar just a little back now on Chenchikova. Here comes the field, and here comes Foxtrot Romeo. Inside the final four. Pushing now down to the final third. Final 3 furlongs up the hill on that left-hand turn. Bursting forward, using up everything we've got. Pushing past Chenchikova, leaving them in the dust. Nice little jump at 13. Chenchikova about to disappear off screen. We're all alone until someone gets up on Chenchikova. I'm not worried about anyone coming to get us. Final furlong, final jump. We clear it, that's fine. Chenchikova now, though, starting to come back in the last half a furlong. A tough climb up the hill, and they don't have what it takes. We kick on just a little bit to get over the line. Well ahead of Chenchikova. Altair into third. And, yeah. Altair is a solid run in 3. Chenchikova in 2. Kind of figured they might try and run away with it, but we found our distance. We know what level we are. And we do know we can get this done. Like, quite comfortably now. We found our 2-6, and we're just able to get this done. We do need to jump as a 5-year-old. We need a little bit more potential. That's not going to happen. 6-year-old, maybe that happens, but it doesn't feel like a great horse. It feels like a solid mid-rank horse. Good enough to win a few races, but probably never going to impact in the feature race schedule. And I think that's kind of a shame, but it's nice to know that and like understand that. We would go in pretty high weight into this one, but that's the only thing at about 2-6 that looks about right. And then we come down to 2-2 for Fahana. And there is a little novice here. I kind of wonder. I'm starting to wonder, should I try another feature race? But the answer is no. The answer is no with Fahana. It's behave yourself. That's not likely to work out for us. So, yeah. Not the best, but breeding indicator of 4 mile. That looks pretty good to me. Let's just get that one all stolen up. Next one. This is probably going for 700,000. So we'll just push up into that bracket. Everyone else backs off. Not bad there. This one's cheap. Bid a couple of times and get out of it and just get what we can. And push this up to 100. And give ourselves some shots at these possibly good possibly good dams of the future. Breeding potential. Not high on Elegant Dancer, sadly. Feeling wonderful. The expensive horse got some pretty decent stats there. Not really got much there. Lilia. Battling qualities, huh? No finish, no confidence, no potential. Love the battling qualities, just wish there was anything else to go with it. An evening dress doesn't look amazing. Isn't amazing. And we keep on the lookout for those next sort of breathing bad gems that we can find. And we are following a few potentials who sadly one came up at auction and the game crashed and never came back up for auction. That is the biggest miss, I feel, there. So, yeah, Stratford, 4 horses running, 2 3-year-olds. The Wales is the top rated and top weight. And us and a couple of older horses are all very laid back. I don't know how you feel about this one, but distance-wise, we might be okay. How we handicap a field like this, I don't know. Zoom out a little for the jumps. We're all going to band together with us at the front. Mr. David and Bawalis on the inside. And then Sri Putra at the back. Jump 2, solid. Bawalis up alongside us. The 2 young horses at the front. The 2 older heads at the back. Long way round. 2 miles to go. Third of the way in the race, just about. Next jump will be the third way in terms of the jumps as well. So, pretty solid jumping all around. Nobody too great, nobody too badly. Kind of holding on. Bawalis moving up into first. Kind of ahead of us. A nice little jump to close a little bit of gap. Mr. David behind us closing a little bit of gap. Now down inside the final 10 furlongs. Halfway through in terms of jumps. Going to round this turn, then very quickly we're on jump 7 of 11. Did not do well on that one. Drop back a little, and now we've got to kind of rescue this as we come onto the back stretch here. Pushing hard now. Mr. David up behind us. We take over the lead from Bawalis. Here comes Sri Putra from deep, 4 from home. That's what you expect a winner to do. Still got a few more jumps. We jump okay, but we do get a little blocked off. We're getting dropped off the back. Bawalis not really there. Mr. Davis coming back into this one. There'll be one final jump inside the final furlong. Sriputra doesn't jump well. Mr. David does, and is going to power themselves right up head to head, just edging out at the moment and taking it by half a length at the line. Mr. David from Sriputra, Piazzabar into third. Not a great run. Not a great run. Maybe a little too far. Maybe just a little too laid back and calm. It's a little difficult to judge that one right now for me. There's nothing at 2.5, and I kind of feel like that just, again, shows me that we want to go a little bit further. What I do that for? I know what I did that for. I did it to skip the auction, but like, yeah. Not amazing. Not amazing. A little too novice. As we flip the camera. There we go. Don't know why the recording paused there. There's a little stutter in the game, and I kind of alt-tabbed out, and I guess alt pauses, but it doesn't. So I'm pressing it now, it's doing nothing. I don't know quite what was going on there, so we're going to speed up. We're on the outside of this middle pack. We're looking at Kakapuka up front with Frigid, then the whole pack with Floriana at the back now, just trying to rejoin us. We're leading out this great big Hunter pack in third. Up comes Fortune Cookie, though, starting to bridge towards Frigid. We're going off the back. We're leaving a little bit of the chasing pack who are now starting to try and come up on us again and close the gap in between this chasing 3. Frigid trying to push away. Fortune Cookie not really able to bridge, so now we're sitting in third. A solid jump for us. We're up ahead of Frigid now. Thatcher has fallen there, I think, at that last jump. Round the outside, Habareya doing good. Davy Boy Legend, Cayman Fox. Poor jump from Cayman Fox there as well. Looks like we're about 3 from home here. Davy Boy Legend going. Hip Hop and Fisher Island have also now ended their race. They are pulled up through injury. And we need a good jump there, which we do get. Kakapuka dropping off. We're up the inside of Cayman Fox, outside Kakapuka. Fighting then for the line with Davy Boy Legend. One last jump. Both jump it fairly well. Down to the final furlong. And here comes the kick from Cambis. Pushing on. Getting up on this little hill. Clear into the lead by the line. And taking this by almost a full length. That was a good run for Cambis. So, pretty happy with that. And again, the two horses that performed poorly in that last races for us get up and win. So, yeah, we take them out to their feature races. We put them back where we know they can run and they're going to at least be very competitive. And that is what we get. A little quick look to make sure everybody is fully good to go. And it looks like so far, a few tired horses, but nobody over racing at the moment. I'm going to save before these sales because we need to get back into the habit of saving a lot more. Don't really love any of these. I've got to be honest with you. For anyone that's sort of 8 or younger, I feel it's worth bidding on because there's such low amounts. So, Quasania, 80,000 basically. 106 for Babita. And then we'll come around to Elusive Road. 1,700, 2,000. How about 3 grand? Not expecting anything from that horse because they don't come much cheaper, but a little bit of a run there. 5,750 for Ridgewood Ruby. Then the final little break of a couple of horses. And then we're on to 7 Moons. Get up to 84 and change. Winona, this will probably be 50. Probably could have gone cheaper. So Quilt is 13. Gonna get bought for 35. And My Baloo is 38. Probably gonna be around 60. And it's gonna be 50. And that gives us a bunch more checks. Yeah, 2 mile breeding indicator. Probably right. Not a great horse. Quasania does not make the grade. Babita does not make the grade. A little bit more distance on them at least. Elusive Road was really cheap and not that much worse than anybody else, so that's fine. Very low speed, but good, pretty good stamina. Yeah, I didn't think there was much to that horse. Sadly, 7 Moons is okay in terms of stamina, but not elsewhere. Winona ain't gonna do anything. Quilt ain't gonna do anything. My Baloo ain't gonna do anything. So, yeah, we tried. We didn't manage to get another horse for the breeding barn. And honestly, I think it's just the horses that we do we do breed that are going to go back into the breeding barn eventually. So, kind of how I feel things might work out. A low flat race here, 2 miles. Soured up the 3-year-old. We're against the rail with horses outside us and in front of us, and we're already blocked off. So we're going to have to move to the outside and come out now ready to run. Eaton's at the front, eager Burgundy and Muscari with Sodo. We've got Sky Surfer's Dane against the rail, and we have Soem Gizmo on the outside. Got 1 mile 1 to go here then. Coming round this turn, we're going to go up the side of the course. Not really too much changed there. Eager Burgundy, Muscari, Soalem, Gizmo, Sky Surfer's Dane all climb up a little bit. Sky Surfer's now dropping back quite badly. We're kicking on. Gizmo pushing for this. Eager Burgundy looking like they might want to come out and have something, but we're going to block them up because we had right away. We had the lane to run, and we're coming now inside the final furlong and a half onto the home stretch. Gizmo trying to find a lane to run. Eaton's falling back slowly, not able to compete. Muscari trying to make a little bit of a case for themselves. Nobody's coming up yet. The final half of furlong. Muscari dropping off, Eaton's dropping off, Gizmo dropping off. They're going to just come second, third, and fourth, respectively. Sourdough takes the win quite comfortably. Very solid. Very, very solid run. Okay, that's another entry. Keep thinking it's an auction. It's almost never an auction, unfortunately. I think we just keep booking out these races as we can. A little handicap. Not really anything worthwhile running. Gives a little break in the schedule. Friday. Yeah, nothing really. Another Friday auction coming up. We could try a little yearling auction. It's sort of, we've got some success at yearling auctions in this save. Again, not expecting too much, but let's just buy them out, see kind of where we end up. Each horse kind of going up to double reserve at the moment. Or above. That's not one of them. That's fine. The juvenile hurdler. Kind of wonder why it says juvenile hurdler. Is everybody? No, not everybody. I mean, there's no yearling races, right? Interesting. Interesting. That gives us 9, I believe. To check. Only one other got bought. Good stamina. Best thing I can say about that horse was good stamina. Good stamina. If you had potential, you would be dangerous. Yeah. Yeah. No stamina. Okay. So I'm having a thought, and it's an argument I've heard before. I believe when Star Wars Order 6, theorizing about the game pool. And the game pool is basically how many horses are in each save. And it's tied to the schedule. So when you're creating a schedule, you can set the size of the game pool. So if it's heavy kind of schedule with a lot of big races, you can set that game pool higher, and it kind of will generate more horses, and you've got more chances of getting better horses. I do feel that the more sort of grade 1 races you get, the better the pool is. Because it judges the quality of the game pool it creates off of the schedule you've created. So while there are feature races and some big races, there aren't huge money races on this schedule. And there aren't really many grade 1s. And I think that means that the game breads are going to be that much more in line with the schedule, just a little poorer than they might be in other schedules. You compare the US schedule to this one, for example, I think, yeah, you're going to see less good horses on this game than that one. And really, the only good ones are going to be the ones you breed or the ones you import. And that's why there's even the really good horses that you're finding at auction. And Tatanjura is by far the best that we've found. Still isn't amazing. Like, tons of potential. But the rest of him looks pretty average. And he hasn't met that potential because there's not been the quality of races for him to meet that potential. And so I kind of think I might have to lower my expectations of a good horse, which I've done anyway because it's early in the save, right? The first season, like, your expectations and the stats you're looking for probably should be way, way lower than what you're looking at, say, season 4, season 5, where you're actually starting to breed quite well, and there's a good sire or two in the breeding barn. And so I'm wondering if that's not where we're going to get to on this, and we're just going to have to realize that and adapt to that and know that the monsters we're breeding elsewhere aren't going to be on this schedule. And that does suck. That really does suck, because I want to run those, and I like the idea of the Grand National and the jumps and just the contrast with the flat save and the American racing. We've got America versus Britain, we've got jumps versus flats, we've got definite different styles, we've got, short racing, anything up to 2 mile versus 2 miles where we start from, baby. So yeah, I feel like we really cover cover the whole gamut, really. But yeah, I also fear if the game breds aren't going to be that good, apart from one or two, if we are going to get a breeding program going, we might quickly outstrip them and quickly become dominant. And again, that's not really something I want to do. Because even Plumbo might be one of the better kind of potential horses in the game right now. Mickey B might be one of the best in the game right now. Huala is probably in line with where a lot of game breds would peak. And Tatanjura has even more. So we might have 4 really good sires compared to the game bred world. I'm starting to think we might be outstripping everybody quite soon. And that'll be fun for a little bit, but it also probably get pretty old pretty quickly. So, yeah, that's just something to consider, something I need to keep in mind and think about a little bit. And weigh in on that in the comment section below. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Let me know. But, yeah, but once you get past, like, the top 5 or 10 here, there probably isn't anything worthwhile. And you're looking at, like, the second best horse in terms of rating is 10-year-old and hasn't won any grades. The second highest rated horse we have in the entirety of Great Britain on this schedule got 3rd in the Fox Hunters Champion, then came 5th in the Grand National at Riccarton, 2nd in the Scottish Fox Hunter Open Chase, and then won the Fox Hunter Champion Hurdle, or Hunter Chase, sorry, and won it again the next year. So, yeah, the New Zealand Grand National, 5th. The Scottish Fox Hunter, 2nd. The British Fox Hunter, 3rd, 1st, and 1st. But that's all he's run, and that's all he's done. And he's the second highest rated horse in the entirety of the UK. That's kind of what I'm starting to look at and think about. And just like, yeah. And if we look elsewhere as well, like, there's not a ton to scream about in Australia. Ireland, they look a little better, and you got Blue Charm, who looks quite good, but still only has 3 Grade 1 wins, 176 rated, and Gabrielle 2, they're a bit lower on the hurdles, but there's not a ton out there, quite a catch, not super high up. Japan, not much there either, and that's it. That's all those horses. So, yeah, feel free to weigh in on that and kind of, you know, have your say, kind of how you see it. Do you agree, disagree? But I'm, I was treating this game a little differently in terms of the stats I looked for. And then over time, I've gone against that because we're already starting to get horses that are, 60 to 70 potential. So now I'm starting to look for horses again with 70 potential and 50 ability. Maybe not worried about the secondary attributes, but in terms of potential, 100% we are kind of keeping a similar standard, if not quite as high, very close to what we would on the flat schedule. So maybe need to dial that back a little. Maybe. I don't know. We're going to find out. But we're at Weatherby. It's the Bet365 Novice Chase. A novel hurdle, sorry. The short little race. And Gombarda will go out in it into the middle of the pack and drift towards the rear of the field. Bountiful Catch and Afrikaans and True Bond dropping back on us. We move up with Will She Want, and outside us River Saint just drops on the third jump. Chatham Islands and Aguile at the rear as we come round this turn now, lining up jump number 4, and we're in very good stalking position. Aguile not far off the back. That's a nice jump by us on What She Want. True Bond not coping quite well. We don't jump 5 well. 6 is okay, but not great. So is 7. Afrikaans and What She Want right in the mix, although Afrikaans now dropping off a little bit. Bountiful Catch with the 4 furlongs left to go in a couple of jumps. Here comes What She Wants. Here comes Afrikaans. True Bond drops off. What She Want pushing out. Aguile pushing up as well. But What She Want jumps the final quite well. Is driving out towards the line. Afrikaans clear in second. Bountiful Catch in third. Nice and clear. Aguile clear of us. We're a long way off with Chatham Islands in behind. So, yeah. I mean, it's technically in the money, but yeah, that's not a great run. Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of weird to watch, honestly. And the fact that all the Irish came over and dominated does make me further worry about the British stock. Yeah. Really interesting. Don't love it. Not sure what I can do about it. Very interesting. Foxtrot Romeo, Exeter. 4 horses. We've won 3 of these in a row. We're going for 4. We're not even top weight on this. And let's see how we get off. We're going to lang towards the back with Offaling Colonges in behind the grey horse Lana, who's on the outside as we flip the camera. Back trade leading us out currently. Zoom out a little bit. The first jump, not too bad. The second, a little lackadaisical. The third was solid. And a good 4th. So, real mixed bag. Just kind of keeps us where we were. Let's come around this little downhill section onto that big water jump. And a bad jump there again for us. Number 7's not too bad. We're about halfway through now, though. 1.5 miles to go as we climb this right-hand turn. Back trade still in first, Lana second. Offaling Colonges just ahead of us as we climb the mountain. Now this is a real test as we level out, come downhill slightly. We'll have another jump here. Not the best from Foxtrot Romeo. Not a bad jump there from us, but mainly a bad one by Colonges, who rebounds back again. Jump 11 is fairly good. 5 furlongs from home. Lana now starting to move up. We are both at the back, still in range. There goes Colonges. Here comes us as we climb. There are 3 more jumps, or 4 more jumps to go. Back trade. Really now starting to push on this. On this hill. I thought he might have fallen. That was an absolutely terrible jump. It opens the door. Furling Colonges right there and we stumble a little. We're going to fall off the pace. It's Bactrid and Kalanges there side by side. We almost go head first into that fence. Didn't really jump it very well. We've got so much to do. We're coming up strong though. Bactrid getting pushed out inside the final furlong. We jump it okay. So does Kalanges. They jumped a lot better than us. We kind of just fell off a little bit, and it's going to leave us too much to do for the line. Behind by a length. Poor jumping. Not jump well. 100% not jump well. Very much a shame there. Very much a shame. So a jump up in terms of quality and didn't kind of pay off for us. Yeah, just felt like that was a bit too tough in terms of the course. In terms of the jumping, there were water jumps, there were high fences. Maybe just a touch too much for what Foxtrot Romeo would really need to do. And it's a shame to end that winning run. But the last 4, 3 wins in a second. I don't mind that. And we do go back to Musselburgh. Couple of 2-year-olds. Like, why not? 76 for Fig Tree Drive. $1.35 for Mortar. And we're now over the reserve price. Gonna come in at 400 grand for Mrs. Brown. Oop. Didn't really want to jump out of that. Mrs. Brown. Not the best. Fig Tree Drive. It's hard to get worse than that, I think. Oh boy. Stamina on Mortar, and that's it again. And I think that is kind of it, that's not expecting to find anything at auction. Not really looking at any yearlings or 2-year-olds to do anything. They're going to be really, really rare, like Sourdough, who still doesn't look amazing. Some of the older horses, maybe like Tartan Jura, if we can find 1 or 2, that would be nice. But yeah, we're not finding a ton. We are not finding a ton. And Fahana got herself another little run, another 2-2 novice hurdle. And we are on the inside at the back with Indian Goddess. We've got Ebony Diamond and Chime. Shutterbug up to Swansbrook and French Navy on this outside. Outsource and Topiary. And then Ad Valarum back again with Rebo's Guest at the front. We're moving up on the inside a little bit, just to the back of French Navy in third. Outsource fourth. But a poor jump there at number 3 kind of throws us back quite badly, and then does all that early work we did. And that's kind of the issue. Like I say, it's not about jumping well. It's really about not jumping poorly. But we're going to move to the outside a little. Find a lane. We're currently blocked off. Swansbrook's trying to keep us to the inside. Not letting us go somewhere. Don't love that. And we're going to jump fairly poorly again and have to fight our way back up. Chime has gone. Shutterbug has gone. Both look to have pulled up with an injury. As we start kicking on inside the final 4, we're going for it from Deep French Navy and Ebony Diamond coming up. Ad Valorem falling away. So is French Navy and Indian Goddess. They are not staying around here. We are jumping okay right now, and we've got the speed. 1 more to go as we move towards the final furlong on the home stretch. Topiary, Shutterberg, Chime will not finish. Ad Valorem, though, will finish, and will finish well. They are chasing us down on the inside. Downhill now. Little bit left to go. Fahana just pushes out a little bit more, breaks the heart of Ad Valorem. Ebony Diamond in third. French Navy from Indian Goddess completing your top 5. Ribbo's Guest also finished with Swansbrook and Outsource away back. Not a bad run. Not a good race. Not high difficulty. We're not improving either. But we didn't settle. And we still got up and did well. And I've got to stand on that and feel good about that. Because there's not much else really we can go off. And so Southwell for a double header. Cambis. The lead back. A little novice hurdle. 2-2 again. Nothing super duper here. Kakapuka is back in this one. As is Hip Hop and Davy Boy Legend, we know is very dangerous. Cayman Fox, Fisher Island at the rear. They are both also good horses. We also have Planet and leading us out, Coeur de Lion, who is jumping pretty well early and making the most of that early lead, it looks like. But we're there alongside Kakapuka with Davy Boy Legend, Justin. I think this is probably the best 3 horses in the field, and we are all now almost in a line. There we are. Great jump from Davy Boy, not great from ourselves. Back to Planet and Fisher Island. Cayman Fox and Hip Hop have dropped off, and Coeur de Lion has been reeled in a little bit here by Kakapuka. Davy Boy Legend just on our outside. Coeur de Lion in front of us. Do we have room? We do not, but we managed to get inside a little. Down now then towards jump number 8. That is not bad at all. We've got a long distance now to run on the flat. This is where speed matters most. This is where Kakapuka might fault a little bit. Planet on the outside has come up. Davy Boy Legend dropping back, which is really interesting. The final jump, it isn't great. Kakapuka out in the lead, but Cambis kicks before the final furlong marker. Drives for home. Planet is there. Looks like we've got a faller there on the last, which is Cayman Fox. Kakapuka just about holding off Planet. Davy Boy Legend not coming up into this. And Cambis absolutely storming home nicely. And Hip Hop does not finish. Pulled up again. But a solid win. Again, not a tough race. I wish they were good races. I wish they were graded races. I wish there was something more to celebrate than Class 4s and Class 7s. But it's not. Ooh. Where are we that we're running the other side of the rail? That's fun. It's a little flat race for Soda. Again, a little 2-miler. She does tend to run decently well. We'll come back to this. So I thought because they were inside the rail, that would be on the inside of the course, right? But no, they were actually outside on the outside rail. Very interesting. Flag support in front from Swain's Go back to Barnard Lady, Harlan's Hawker, and Americo Rescue as a trio. Then Gala Obro, the nice little grey, and the black of Fairly Halo. Maydu there with us. Back to Louvre Royal, Lujana, Hanur Limit, and Tenderfoot right at the back. Got this chasing pack we're not quite a part of, but now we are. Coming now inside the final 4. Big push from Maydu, big push from us, round the outside of Barnard Lady, and with 2 more kind of furlongs before that final push for the line. Looks like everybody's kind of cooled off a little bit, maybe saving something. Maydu got about a length of us. 1.5 from home, down the home stretch. Do we have anything for that final furlong push? We about to hit the marker, about a length and a quarter back. And we are going to kick on a little bit, but it's not going to make much difference. We're holding place, rather than catching too quickly, starting to come up, it'll be Mayhew by about a length from Soda, and Gala Obeo at third place with a solid run. But not quite the result we want in a Class 7. We definitely want more distance, but there isn't really much distance. So yeah, I think stud. We've had 4 runs. 3 were okay. The feature race wasn't great. But there's not going to be much for Sodo to actually do this year. I feel like we know they can run flats. We know that they want probably 2.4 to 2.6. They just don't exist. There's not really many hurdles or chases. Because they're 3, so a lot is off the table, I figure. Breeding probably the best case scenario for them at this stage. I'm going to go to Friday. Little sale. Nothing looks good. Ascot. It's 2.5. It shouldn't crash, but I'm not going to take the risk. Wala. The youngest horse in the field. We got Glan Lady. And Babbage Bay. Then Lathan Hall Fox is a grade 3 domestic. We got a grade 2 coming over from France who's very laid back. Natural Grace is a powerhouse of a horse, it looks like. And Caratau, grade 1 from Ireland. And if they're not 1, 2, if Caratau doesn't win, I'll be very surprised. Natural Grace, if they do come second or third, I think that would be kind of my expectation for them, so. I've kind of got us coming third or fourth here, which kind of sucks, but it is a big race. And why did I do that? Why did I do that? I know better. I know better than to go into the race at Ascot, and I kind of taught myself around it. That's not even the right save. That's not even the right save. Maybe spoilers for the next flat video that was recorded earlier. And I think the jumps will come out before it. Maybe not. Maybe they'll actually be in the right order. Keep talking about saving. Keep talking about saving and then not doing it. But Fahana wins. I think she came second, but now she wins. Soda and Cambis. Cambis wins. Soda comes fifth. That kind of at least tracks. I'll try. Serious Horworthy is not trash. Not good, not trash. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. Okay, so we're pretty much where we were. Yeah. Still the same thoughts. Carito, Gland Lady, Natural Grace, as kind of expected, and we do drop off the back, so yeah. Kind of went fairly as expected. Natural Grace, maybe I thought could have gone up to second, but a little grade 2 didn't get our way. Does worry me slightly. So all the other races I got booked for a while are kind of a similar level, and we didn't do anything. And we're going to go to France to end off with a race for Tartan Jura. Little grade 2. Only British horse in the field. Gonna be top weighted. And I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks that we could win. 100%. We just could win. We are kind of good enough to make a little wave here and there. Are we this good? I don't really know. I think anywhere from first to eighth wouldn't really surprise me. Especially with a trip. Well, first probably would surprise me, to be honest with you. I think more likely sort of third to eighth is what I could see happening. But we don't quite know how good Tanjura really is. And so there is a chance that we do get surprised and blows people out, could come dead last with 50, 60 lengths back. So I will run the races to see. The grey Mr. Frosty leading us out from Triple Sharp back to Grizzle and Baby Cakes, then Orwellian and some lad right in the mix. Lady Mayor and Beachdale Neil also side by side. Santorini and Galaxy Rocks just off the picture, and Tartan Jura a little bit at the back, but not out of it yet. Gonna have to take a couple of good jumps and a real sort of thunderbolt of a finish. And again, I don't know truly if we have that. Orwellian going for this one with Baby Cake, some lad. Here comes Lady Mayor. Beachdale Neil with an absolute launch up there. Mr. Frosty does pull up with an injury. Baby Cake's gonna take it. Beachdale Neil second. Orwellian and some lad third and fourth. I think Triple Sharp might have come fifth. They did. From Santorini, Lady Mayor, Galaxy Rock and Grizzle. Then us, and we're not last. Because Mr. Frosty got injured, but we're not last, and that's... yeah. I'm going to kill the trip at the end of the year for Tanjura. I feel domestics okay, maybe. I'm very undecided here. I'm very undecided. Don't think we've ever run here. I don't think it rings a bell at all. Yeah. Yeah. If anybody could win big races, it would be these two. They've just proven they kind of can't, so gotta reduce our expectations, I guess. I think that's just where it is, and that's just what we gotta do. I don't like it, but I think it's being realistic at the end of the day. Last scheduled run will be Gombara here at Kelso in the rain. A little 2-mile novice hurdle. 4-year-olds and above. We'll see kind of how everyone gets on. We're going to drop back a little bit there. Possibly not a great jump because we go to the front. So Morecambe Bay on the outside, Brave Battle on our inside, Topsham, Bell out in front. The front four together. Newport Arch is arching in between the front four and Sweetie Pie, Flamingo Flower. Back to Hesner, Morgan B, Hidden Valley, Railway Diva, and Ballytruston Maid. Climbing the hill, we have got ourselves a little 2-length lead. Coming up to the mile marker, and that is jump 4 of 8, halfway in both. Gombara still out at the front. 6 furlongs from home, coming down the hill, round the left, onto this straight. Brave Battle. Who's going to kick on? Who's going to climb? Who's going to come up? It is Flamingo Power, and Morgan B from Deep Flamingo Power does fall back a little bit. But Morgan B with an outstanding jump, phenomenal sprint. Railway Diva unseated at the last. Morgan B takes this quite comfortably, coming downhill. Gombara trying to hold off Flamingo Flower. Very, very tight on the line. The two favourites are first and second. Yeah, they just had pace. We just didn't. We just didn't. 8.5 back. We did drop off. We almost gave up second place. And yeah, not a great day's racing. Sadly, but again, we got to be realistic about where we are and the quality of the horses. We're not where we want to be. We're not where we want to be. But coming up to the end of November, we still got a good few months left to go. You know, still got the second half of the season, really, and the big feature races towards the end of the year that we don't look like we're going to be a part of. But we'll kind of see where we get to and how things line up. Korea, we still got 30 wins out of 109. We've earned £303,000. This year, most of that money, 213,000, sorry, and 22 of 48. So we're a little below 50%, but we're definitely moving in the right direction. And like I say, this breeding should help push us a little further up. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in Tartan Jura, especially Wala a little bit. They're still going to have domestic chances to see if they can compete outside of those big European races. And I hope we have a better showing than we did from both of them in their last race. Apart from that, I think we're in a good spot. I think everyone looks okay. We know what we're doing. Soda is back out because I guess we crashed, right? So let's get her breeding with Bamboo. But yeah, the breeding program doesn't look too bad. It's not going to get much better with game bred horses. It might be just find a promising looking foreign horse in the barn. Or our own. But like Signature. Mahab El Shamal. You shouldn't be allowed to use that name. Frankel. Yeah. That's a little weird. Then Cadam Gold. Nice little horse, perhaps. So maybe that's the way to go. Maybe that's what we focus on in the future, considering the dearth of homegrown sires. I really feel that might have to be it. So, anyway, not a bad season so far. We're not able to push for big money races right now, but I think in the next 2 seasons we'll be moving in that direction, and we'll get one or two that can get a Grade 2, Grade 1 race under their belt quite comfortably. So we have that to look forward to. I hope you're part of the journey. Hope you're enjoying the ride. And yeah, lots of ups and downs. So it is what it is. We're still better than we were at the start of the season by far. And like I say, the next year looks more promising than this. So I will 100% take that every single time. Little worries over the quality of the fields and the game breads. But again, that's more of a schedule thing. Another reason to maybe look at a new schedule in a season or two. Kind of get past all these issues. But let me know, comment section down below, what you think of these horses. Do you agree or disagree with me about the schedule and the quality of the horses domestically, especially the potential sires that we might have and auction horses not being worth it? Yeah, I'd like to hear your feedback on those kind of things. Do hit like and subscribe if you are enjoying the journey. Really appreciate the support, the engagement, and how it helps with the algorithm trying to grow our community before Starters Orders 8 drops. Check out the memberships, check out the other playlists, and I'll see you next time. Until then, take care, stay safe, and all the best to you.